Braden is 16 years old now. He was born with spina bifida, which impairs his mobility. When he was younger, he could walk some with a walker, but as he's gotten older, we rely completely on his wheelchair to get around. When I was pregnant with him, when I was about 18 weeks along, they told us that he had a very high level of spina bifida and extreme hydrocephalus, which is fluid in his brains. They thought that he probably wouldn't survive the pregnancy. When he was born and he was kicking, that was a huge, just sigh of relief, and just knowing that he was going to at least be with us for a little while. We had no idea what to expect. And now he's a sassy teenager that keeps us on our toes.
This accessibility is kind of this afterthought for a lot of people that haven't experienced and haven't been touched by it. With the surgeries and recoveries and things like that, of course, are tough, but it's the day-to-day getting around and the day-to-day going to a sports event and being able to buy accessible seating. Everything like that, every day, you're always making these constant evaluations. It becomes second nature, but it's also exhausting.
Braden was terrified of wheelies. He's been really scared of doing that since he got his new chair, since he had the back surgery. He lost that center of gravity. So working with Jason, he was able to give him the support he needs in a place where he was comfortable and teach him where that center of gravity was for him now in this new chair. Walking around our neighborhood has been dangerous. He's almost flipped his chair forward into the concrete multiple times because we're not thinking ahead to just a slight wheelie as we get to this point. Now he can do that wheelie, and he was able to do it even as we were walking in the sidewalk in front of the building today.
Working with somebody outside of the family has been huge because mom and dad are one thing, and he only listens to about this much of what we have to say, and we don't know any better because he's the one in the wheelchair and things like that, and typical 16-year-old stuff. But having somebody outside of the family that has that knowledge really gives that authority to them and makes him actually listen more and take more to heart of what they have to say, so he gets more out of it. Going up a ramp in a wheelchair is, it looks like it would be easy and normal, but it's not because it throws off your center of gravity. So imagine sitting in like an office chair trying to go up a ramp. That's a very unnatural feeling. So for him to be able to learn those skills a little more, I think it's probably some of the bigger things he's taken away from this. Navigating curbs, taller curbs, and when you have 4 or 5 inches, something like that. Learning how to do a wheelie to go down that properly. Being a little more comfortable without the anti-tippers on the chair, which helps navigation a lot. Those are probably some of the bigger things that he's taken away. Also on how to take his chair apart, because it's not something we need to do, we've ever needed to do really, but it's important for him to know in case he needs to be able to tell somebody else, hey, this is what you need to do to help me fix my chair.
I definitely think the importance of the program being free is huge. There's, so many kids, community members, not even necessarily kids that are wheelchair users, that aren't given this opportunity. This is a vital life skill. They deserve to be able to safely navigate their community, and there's no place to go to learn this.
Even if you can't afford it, if you're looking at different programs for your child and you're like, oh, this program costs X number of dollars, I don't really know what it is, I don't want to pay for something and not, he knows how to use his wheelchair. Where if it's free, you might get more families willing to try it because it is free, and then realize that, hey, there's a lot of benefit from this.